Overview of monopolistic competition. The topics covered are features of monopolistic competition, two measures of market power, the four-firm concentration ratio, the Findall-Hirschman index or HHI, price and output determination in short run and long run, perfect competition and monopolistic competition compared, monopolistic competition and efficiency, role of advertising and brand name. Three main characteristics of monopolistic competition: many buyers and many sellers. The relatively large number of firms in monopolistic competition, though not as much in perfect competition. As a result, each firm has small share in the total market. No collusion is possible as the number of firms is large. Each firm takes independent action without considering the possible reaction of rival firms. Differentiated product. Monopolistic competition is characterized by differentiated product as opposed to standardized product in perfect competition. Firms in monopolistic competitive industries try to achieve a degree of market power by differentiating their product, by producing something new, different, or better, or by creating a unique identity in the minds of consumers. Easy entry and exit. There are generally no huge barriers to entry in monopolistically competitive market. It does not require a large amount of capital for someone to open a hamburger stand, for example. Leaving the restaurant market is relatively easy. Two measures of market power. Market power signifies the degree of control that a single firm or a small number of firms have over the price and production decision in an industry. Economists use two indexes called measures of concentration. These indexes are the four-firm concentration ratio, the Huffington-Hirschman index, that is HHI. The four-firm concentration ratio is a percentage of the total revenue of the industry accounted for by the four largest firms in the industry. It is calculated by output of four largest firms over total output in the industry. The range of concentration ratio is from almost zero to perfect competition to 100% for monopoly. A low concentration ratio indicates a high degree of competition, and a high concentration ratio indicates an absence of competition. Herfindahl Index. This index is the sum of the squared percentage market shares of all firms in the industry. In equation form, Herfindahl Index is percentage S1 over 2 squared plus percentage S2 squared plus percentage S3 squared 2, etc. Price and output determination in short run and long run. Product differentiation leads to a downward slope in each seller's demand curve. The demand curve is more elastic than monopoly market since large close substitutes are available to consumers. Each seller has some freedom to raise or lower prices because of product differentiation, in contrast to perfect competition where sellers are price takers. In the short run, in monopolistic competition, firms can either make economic profit or may incur loss. Firms produce the profit maximizing output where MR is equal to MC. If the price is above ATC, then firms make economic profit. If the price is below ATC, the firm incur loss. But because of free entry and exit of the firms, in the long run, all the existing firms end up earning zero economic profit or normal profit. So in this figure, you can see when firms makes profit in the short run, new firms enter the market. This reduces the demand faced by each firm already in the market. The entry shifts the demand curve to the left from D to D1. The prices fall from P1 to PO, and their firm experience declining profit. In the long run, all the firms end up earning zero economic or normal profit. In the second picture, you can see when the firm incurs loss in the short run, the existing firm exit the market. This shift demand curve to the right, thereby increasing the demand and price of the other firms. Finally, in the long run, end up in zero economic profit. So here the price increases as a result of a shift in the demand curve from PO to P1. So in the long run, you can see in the picture, all the firms earn normal profit or zero economic profit. Price equals ATC, and ATC touches the demand curve. Perfect competition and monopolistic competition compared. In the long run, monopolistic competition and perfect competition highlight two key differences: excess capacity and markup. Excess capacity and efficient scale. The gap between minimum ATC output and profit maximizing output is excess capacity. The quantity at which ATC is minimum or quantity at the bottom of U-shaped ATC curve is efficient scale. In the long run, monopolistic competition has excess capacity because demand curve is downward sloping. Zero economic profit occurs where ATC curve is downward sloping. Firms in perfect competition has no excess capacity because its demand curve is horizontal. Zero economic profit occurs where ATC is minimum and quantity produced is efficient scale. Markup. Firm's markup is the amount by which its price exceeds marginal cost. In the long run, the firm zero profit condition ensures only that price equals average total cost. It does not ensure that price equals marginal cost. In perfect competition, there is zero markup at price equals marginal cost, but in monopolistic competitions, buyer pay higher price than in perfect competition and pay more than marginal cost. Monopolistic competition and efficiency. One source of inefficiency is the markup of price over marginal cost, is price exceeds marginal cost. Because of the markup, some consumers who value the good at more than the marginal cost of production but less than the price will be deterred from buying it. Thus, a monopolistic competitive market has a normal deadweight loss of monopoly pricing because meaning the right amount of output is not being produced and there is an under allocation of society's scarce resources. Therefore, allocative efficiency is not achieved in monopolistic competition. The equality of price and minimum average total cost, price equal ATC, yields productive efficiency. The good is being produced at the least costly way and the price is just sufficient to cover average total cost, including a normal profit. In monopolistic competition in the long run, the profit maximizing price slightly exceeds the lowest average total cost. In producing the profit maximizing output, the firm's average total cost therefore is slightly higher than optimal from society's perspective. Productive efficiency is not achieved. Role of advertising and brand name. Because monopolistic competitive firms produce differentiated products, each firm advertises to attract consumers to its own brand. It is one type of non-price competition other than price cutting to promote sales. To some extent, advertising manipulates consumers' tastes, promotes irrational brand loyalty, and impedes competition. To a larger extent, advertising provides information, established brand names of reliable quality, and fosters competition. Firms will engage in advertising to increase demand for their products and enhance their market power. Firstly, selling costs such as cost of advertising is fixed cost. When advertising is added to the total cost of production, average cost of advertising decreases as output increases. Secondly, advertising changed the demand for the product. With no firms advertising, the demand for the product is low and less elastic. The firm's markup is large. With all firms advertising, demand for product becomes more elastic. The firm's markup is less. The markup is a difference between marginal cost and price. Using advertising to signal quality. A signal is an action taken by an informed person or firm to send a message to less informed people. Defenders of advertising argue that even advertising that appears to contain little hard information may in fact tell consumers something about product quality. The willingness of these firms to spend a large amount of money on advertising can itself be a signal to consumers about the quality of the product being offered. Brand names. Advertising is closely related to the existence of brand names. In many markets, there are two types of firms. Some firms sell products with widely recognized brand names, while other firms sell generic substitutes. Most often, the firm with the brand name spends more on advertising and charges a higher price for its product. Critics argue that brand names cause consumers to perceive differences that do not really exist. In many cases, the generic good is almost indistinguishable from the brand name good. consumers' willingness to pay more for the brand name good, these critics assert, is a form of irrationality fostered by advertising. More recently, economists have defended brand names as a useful way for consumers to ensure that the goods they buy are of high quality. There are two related arguments. First, brand names provide consumers with information about quality when quality cannot be easily judged in advance of purchase. Second, brand names give firms an incentive to maintain high quality because firms have a financial stake in maintaining the reputation of their brand names.